Greetings to all. This is Siddharth from Department of Civil Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to see about the topic characteristics of a good layout in an airport. For any good layout of an airport, the runway is going to be the primary factor which is going to decide all the positions of all other design aspects of an airport. So therefore runway should be given utmost priority. If you are able to integrate all the elements of your airport within specifically good runway, then it makes the airport more efficient and an effective one. So for a well planned airport, this will be the requirements. You should have your optimal route from the apron to the runway through the taxiway. Like your way from apron to the runway should be of a very minimum distance, and it should not disturb all other ways which are going through in our airport. And similarly, you should have a control tower with a command over the entire airfield. Like this, people in your control tower should be able to visually see all the things which are happening over your airfield, which gives more control for the people, so that there will be maybe minimum chances of accidents happening or any other things to be done. Right, you should have a optimal service to your air passengers. Like you are going to daily deal with more elite kind of people, the passenger service must be of very good quality and quantity. And for cost effectiveness of your construction and maintenance, your layout should be able to support you for further construction, like future expansion or for your current maintenance work. If you're going to do any maintenance work at one part of your airport, it should not be affecting the other parts or other working parameters of your airport. So if you're able to follow all these things, the requirements of a good planned or good layout of an airport will be obtained. For a good layout, conceptual layout pattern is very important. Like you have many number of designs, you have alternate designs, and comparing all the designs, you are going to finalize one design which is the most optimum one. And for the most optimum one, it is totally determined by the configuration of your runways as stated here. Like configuration of runways, which is nothing but we are going to decide the number of runways, placement of runways with respect to your windrows diagram, or according to the wind condition there. If you are able to place your runways very clearly in the part of your airport, other elements like aprons, taxiway, terminal buildings, which also form the secondary elements, can be positioned very correctly in a good layout. So to form all this important things, the runway configuration is very important. And to achieve this, you should have more number of plans, like alternate plans. You have 4 or 5 number of alternate plans, and you are going to discuss all the advantages and disadvantages of each plan. And after finalizing, you should be able to get the optimal plan from the alternate one. So this forms the conceptual layout pattern here. And the next one will be the deciding factor, airport capacity. We are going to define the capacity of our airport to offer services for landing and taking off operations in a given time. This actually defines the capacity of our airport. And from the capacity aspect, if you are able to get one good layout, like the number of planes currently landing and taking off, particularly at any instant of time in airport. Right, if you have more number of planes actually at any instant of time, given time, then it gives more advantages. So your layout must be able to support more number of planes which are currently landing and which are currently taking off at any given instant of time. In a good layout of for an airport, the capacity of our airport generally depends on 4 factors which have been shown here. The first one will be your runway configuration. I hope we have already spoken more about this runway configuration, where we are going to particularly place the number of airways in a particular ways, like according to the wind or according to our position. It may have any configuration, but the only thing is that we should be able to ensure it is a very efficient one. And the second line will be your skyline of the surrounding developments. Like you have height restrictions for all the buildings which are placed according surrounding your airports. All buildings height restrictions is very mandatory, and it should be according to the laws which are governed by many government agencies. And the next one should be your loading apron space. Like you have loading space for your aprons, and the space should be quite enough to accommodate all the loads like cargoes or passengers for your aircrafts. If that space is low, you will not be able to get good capacity. Like the movement of crowd, floating crowd will be so much of it will be very high, and you cannot get a very high capacity for your airport. And the last one will be your type of instrument, that is landing system instrument. We have visual and you have instrument type. So based on that particular type of the instrument, you will be able to get the higher amount of airport capacity. If you're going for more advanced techniques or more advanced instruments, it will be able to actually increase the efficiency of your airport. Like the capacity will be totally increased. So to conclude, for a good layout of an airport, the following aspects should be very carefully taken care of. The first one will be landing, taxiing and taking off as an independent operation without interferences. Like if you have more number of runways, each runway should be able to independently perform landing or taking off or the taxiing or loading or unloading of cargo as an independence operation without disturbing the other runways, right? You should have all the runways at any instant of time working continuously and the interference should not be here. And the second one will be your shortest taxiway distance from loading apron to the runway. Our layout should possess the shortest taxiway distance from apron to the runway. This ensures that the taxiway is very minimum so that the passengers are traveling through like a car or a bus or other vehicle to the aircraft with a very minimum distance. This ensures that the operational deviations are very much minimized. And the third one will be your safe runway length and safe approaches. We have so many laws governing this area. Particularly for runway length, we have many corrections, many safety aspects to be taken care of. All these things should be taken care of. To minimize the area usage or other aspects, we should not touch the safer part of our runway. If runway has to be provided some sorts of safety measures, it has to be done. No compromise should be done on this area. And the fourth one will be your excellent control tower visibility. The control tower's visibility actually determines all the uh, you know basic parameters of an airport, the working parameters. Like if you are able to visually see all the things, if there is going to be some sort of accident or any hazards, you can actually see that and that can be taken care of. And the next one will be your adequate loading apron space, efficient terminal building facilities. And also we should be providing all the facilities in our terminal building. If you take a particularly an air passenger, if he is entering, if that is his first experience in going to into an airport, he should be able to properly guided by all the people, or the visual board should be placed. The passenger should be able to take care of himself. That's it. If he is more having more number of waiting time, waiting lounges has to be provided with proper water, food and other facilities to be provided. The sufficient land area to permit subsequent expansion. Basically talking, our airports are very big projects economically. So when you're going for such bigger projects, you should have land in the subsequent areas for the further development. You should be taking care of that too. And the lowest possible cost of construction. You should be able to get all the materials in and around your area. You should not be transporting your materials too much in a very large distance so that it becomes expenditure. It should be avoided, and the possible cost of construction must be kept as low as possible, but no compromise should be made on the safety aspect. Everything has to be done as per the safety aspect. Thank you.